Hello, I'm AJ Duke, the local real estate hippie with eXp Realty, and today I have Stacy with me from Forever I Do. So I've actually worked a little bit in the past with Stacy, so it's kind of fun that now we're in a lot of the same groups and work together in other areas now. But Stacy, if you want to go ahead and give a little brief introduction of who you are and what you
Sure.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi everybody. I'm Stacy Green, and my company is Forever I Do Weddings. And so, I am a wedding planner, but I'm also a wedding photographer. So, I head up the photography department for my company, and I have a lot of really great people that work with me, including AJ did. But I plan mainly destination weddings, and I also do a lot of special event planning and as well as regular event planning as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to jump right in. I have some questions for you that I've drafted. So you'll see me looking over here at it and also checking the screen to see if anyone's dropped us any questions. So don't think I'm being rude. Um, so you said that you do wedding planning and photography and also events. Can you kind of go into that a little bit more and also what areas you'll service?
Yeah, absolutely. So my area of coverage goes everywhere from Pensacola to Panama City, but my local travel area is Fort Walton Beach and Destin. And my main event planning is for destination weddings. So we have a lot of people that come down and vacation in our area for years, and their dreams to come back here and get married here. So most of my clients are exactly that. They've vacationed here before, and this is the spot that they wanted to get married at. And I do plan a lot of local weddings as well. But like I said, the most of my weddings are all from the vacation area. The states that surround us, plus right up the Mississippi, seems to be where the bulk of our vacationers come from.
I got you. Well, there's no reason to not come here. It's so gorgeous. But how about how is business being affected right now by COVID-19 and just how you're running your business and what you're able to still do?
Right. Well, immediately all of our March and April weddings were completely canceled. And then all of my May and June weddings were kind of hanging in the balance. So a lot of what I spent those first couple days, those first couple weeks, was communicating with everybody that was in that bubble of time and getting them as much information as possible, because like what you and I were talking about earlier, you can get so many different bits of information and it doesn't always match up. So that was my main thing to do, which was not always the fun thing. It was kind of the negative part of it. It was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We can't do your wedding. Let's move it and let's reschedule it. But then it evolved, and I started spending a little bit more time on honing my craft even more. So if you think all these years that I've been wedding planning, there's not much more to learn. And it's kind of like these are the situations that make us learn that pivot that everybody's talking about. And so I'm definitely learning some different things and to try to make things a little easier. For years, it's always been email and phone calls. And now I do more of texting and Facebook messaging and Instagramming with everybody. So that's basically what I've been spending my time doing. And then, of course, this last week with the beaches starting to open in May, I've been able to pass along good news and then really start planning for the rest of the year. So it has definitely been a busy time. Maybe not doing a lot of weddings or doing any weddings, but definitely doing a lot of planning.
Right, yeah, all the behind the scenes stuff for when it does all hit at the same time. You guys are going to be slammed. Um, So you kind of answered this. My question was, can you do business within the limitations set forth currently? So the answer to that is going to be no right now, but as of May 1st, you guys will have some wiggle room.
Absolutely. So the county stopped issuing marriage licenses pretty immediately, to help or to try to encourage everybody to stay home. Don't go get married. Stay home. Flatten the curve. And so that immediately was now, okay, now we're stopped. And so as far as going out, everybody that was working with me are, they're sheltering at home. Everybody pretty much, is there. So it's just working now just by email, phone, keeping in contact with everybody.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone who just got engaged?
Absolutely. So one of my first recommendations is figure out a budget, no matter what size your budget is, whether it's a small one, whether it's a large one, have a budget, because it's always important to stay within some sort of bounds. Otherwise, you're going to be in 10,000 different directions. So that is definitely really important to do. The next thing that I would recommend is choosing your venue, because a lot of questions are going to be answered as soon as you have that venue, because then you can figure out everything else that you need. And then, of course, third is going to be find a wedding planner. And you can do all three at the same time. The wedding planner can help you with those things as well, helping setting a budget, helping finding a venue. But it's definitely important to have somebody. It's like in every profession, you would never want to go buy a house on your own. You want to have a professional like AJ that walks you through the steps. And it's the same thing with wedding planning. You don't get married every single day, thank goodness, or every year. So it's important to have a professional walk you through it, because there's a lot of money saving things that they can help you with, and a lot of different things that we have learned. Like, there's definitely time saving, money saving by having a wedding planner, because we literally do it all the time. And especially with events too, a lot of people, they are planning their own party or they're planning their business party, and they're in the middle of doing everything else that they're supposed to be doing. So having someone help, even if it's a little bit, will definitely help ensure that you don't make those mistakes that they would have stopped you from doing, and they can help guide you along the way.
Right. Plus, you kind of like provide this hub for all of the information to come to and be tracked. And, I'm sure that there's, when different vendors all work under the same company or with the same company, a lot of times there's like a small discount there too that they could potentially be missing out on if they don't work with a planner.
Yeah, and that's true. And it's funny, it's kind of like when anybody is working in business, you have a team that you like to work with. You have a team that, when you work together, you gel so well and everything moves so easily. And with a wedding, it's the same thing. I definitely am happy to work with anybody. If somebody has their own photographer, their own videographer, their own officiant, it's great. And if you've got a family member that's doing things, it's wonderful to have. However, I always like I call it my A team. I have an A team that works well together. It's like a well-oiled machine, as in anybody else's professional career as well. And we want to give our clients the best of everything. So when you have your A team working for you, everybody all together, you're going to get the best result. And we have one shot to do it. And that's that wedding day. I can't redo it.
Yeah, there are no redos. It's like, pause,
there's no crying in baseball, there's no redos in weddings. So
yeah, true story. And I've seen, I know we touched briefly on how we used to work together, but for our viewers, I used to help out as one of the wedding coordinators, and I can say that it was always so easy, basically, because there was no stress of, is so-and-so going to do their part? Like, are we waiting on so-and-so? Like, everything was just like, boom, boom, boom. Everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. Everyone has their specific responsibilities and they get done. And if there's any like hiccup in, the chain, everyone knows everyone. So it's like, hey, what's going on? And it's remedied like immediately. So.
Well, and it's true when you're planning this wedding with a couple, it becomes your baby, even though it's really their baby, but it's your baby too. And you have these control issues and you want this wedding to go perfectly. And when I work with a vendor that I've never worked with before, and I'm kind of like, or you kind of got to yank him to the side and go, look, let me just school you on something. You need to start doing this right away. And it's just one of those things. It's someone you've established a relationship with, that you've been working with such a long period of time. You're invested in this wedding. And though it's your job, it's a sale, I guess, to a certain extent, but it's your reputation. But it's also that relationship that you built with that person. And you just want to make it perfect. And even though there's people that are providing services that you haven't worked with before, you're going to jump right in there and make sure that everything works really well, because you can't let go of that baby.
Yeah, it's funny hearing you talk about it like that, because it's definitely like real estate, because these are two huge points in somebody's life. It's a ton of money in either one, and there are a lot of moving parts, and there are like A teams, and a lot of times you do end up working with a different vendor So it's funny all the correlations between the two.
Oh
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's totally the same. You're like, I don't no, please don't buy a house you don't like. You know what I mean? Or please let me make this wedding perfect for you. I don't want anyone to say, oh, I wish it had been like this. You know, it's like the one thing you try to prevent the whole time is any negative feeling
Oh,
or
absolutely. And the hardest thing to deal with is when someone says to you, "Hey, do you know so and so? Do you recommend so and so?" And if it's so and so is someone that I know, and I'm like, "Oh, that wasn't a great experience," my best answer without being completely unprofessional is, no, actually, I don't work with that person, or I haven't worked with that person, or I haven't heard of them. No, because you just got to be really careful. And I work with the people that I know their product. I know they're going to put their best foot forward, and I know they're going to show up because they're going to show up. And also, they're going to see me around, or they want to be hired again. So it's not like it's a one wedding opportunity for them. So it definitely behooves it to be a great working relationship with all of our vendors as well. But in anything, there's some people that you just prefer not to work with, or whatever it is. But we're lucky we're in an area where there are a lot of really great people, and a lot of great professionals in the area. So I'm happy about that. I have a lot of great vendors that I work with.
That's awesome. I think that might be it for the questions that I had. Do you have anything else that you feel like maybe I didn't ask you about that maybe people should know now that we've been talking? Is there anything else that's come to mind?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is that we live in a really beautiful area, and it's really easy to forget and take advantage of the fact that this is an area that people save all year long to come and to visit. And no matter what size the event is, if it's a destination wedding, or it's an event that you're planning, everybody wants it to be special. Everybody wants it to be perfect. And the most important thing is just gathering as much information as possible. When you're choosing an event planner or a wedding planner, talk to them and see if they're someone that you really connect with right away, because it's someone you're going to be working with. And if they irritate you in the very beginning, then it's probably not going to be a really fun journey.
Yeah.
So enjoy the area, come to the area, get married. I have a lot of locals getting married on the beach, someone else I know. And it's a great area, and encourage people. And I definitely, AJ, some of the education things that you've been sharing is, be a part, if you're local, be a part of the local Facebook groups, and be an advisor for our area. You can be an advocate for our area, because this is the year that restaurants are going to need it. Every business, including wedding, in our area is really going to need the extra boost. So go onto those pages and be positive and be an advocate for your area, because the restaurant workers need it, all the way down to the house cleaners. So that would be the biggest thing that I would say as a takeaway is, we live in a great area. Let's be an advocate for it.
That's a good point. I wouldn't have even thought about that, but it is true. That is something that we can do as locals to kind of give back to our communities, sort of, is by promoting our local businesses outside of the area. Since everyone comes here anyways, get them to really support us, the locals. Be like, come, we do want you. Come
Right.
over here. We'll treat you well.
It's really easy for those groups to start getting a little negative and a little rant here and there. But tourists are going to those Facebook pages to ask for recommendations for restaurants, who to go see for water sports and things like that. And instead of going out, don't come here, because we need to get our beaches back to ourselves. Be on there and be positive, because it may not matter to you, because that the tourists are coming, but there's a lot of people that it does, and it will trickle down to everybody. So
Absolutely.
it's all of our jobs to be positive and support the opening. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
The opening and getting our area back and up and moving safely.
Yeah, and the water belongs to everyone.
Exactly.
It's public. It belongs to all of us. Just because we live here doesn't mean that it's ours and we as the collective own it. We might care a little bit more because we see it more frequently, and we see any kind of deterioration or pollution and things of that nature. But ultimately, it's for all of us to enjoy. So yeah, I'll have to start doing that. I don't even think I'm part of any Facebook groups that I could provide that type of boost to, but I will definitely find some.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you would, at the end of our Zoom/Facebook interview, if you'll leave your contact information, whatever your preferred method is, down in the comments. I don't see any questions, so we don't have any of those to attend to, but just throw your contact information in the comments so folks can get in touch with you. And thank you so much for letting me interview you as a local business, especially during this time.
Thank you, AJ. I greatly appreciate it. I'll add the comments right away. Thanks.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Bye.